First up today, we're going to talk UNI volleyball and head coach Bobbi Petersen. Panthers are in their 7th straight NCAA appearance, 18th overall, and will take on Kansas State in Lincoln, Nebraska, Thursday at 4:30 Central. So first up today, head coach Bobbi Petersen.
We're still alive. That's what I want to say. Yeah, I want to just talk a few minutes about the tournament this weekend. As you all know, we were down in Springfield for the conference tournament, and we had Wichita State on Friday night, and Wichita had beat Missouri State the night before and just looked really sharp and really good on Thursday in their match against Missouri State. And going into the match, though, I felt really good about our preparation. I felt good about our game plan. And I think as the match started, we just had kind of a mixture. We had kids that were really doing a good job of executing, were very focused and ready to go. And then we had a couple kids that were very nervous for some reason. Nervous, a little bit timid. And unfortunately, the combination of that and Wichita State playing very aggressive caused us to be a little bit out of sync. And I was proud of our kids because we hung in there. I think towards the end of game one, we did a much better job of executing, and then into game two. And then after that, to me, it just kind of became a battle. And there were two things that I think were the biggest difference in that match. We just had no answer for their middles. In transition, they were fast, they were hitting shots, and we could not slow them down. And give our kids credit, we tried 3 different things to try to slow them down, and we weren't able to do it. And they were very effective on Friday night. So that was one thing. And then offensively, we just needed to be better. We struggled offensively. I think part of it was Wichita, but I also think part of it was things that were in our control a little bit. We were being forced into hitting things that we really didn't have. We were in system enough to be good. We just weren't executing, in my mind, more on the attacking. Our tempo wasn't where it needed to be, and just made too many errors. I think we had 30 errors to their 16. And obviously, when you're playing a team like that, you're not going to score points many other ways. So it was unfortunate in that way. It was really hard for us leaving that tournament early and not having the opportunity to play in that match, not only to win a conference tournament championship, but to get that automatic bid. It was a very long bus ride home. It's a long drive, and it was just long for a lot of other reasons. And, we had to wait a day and a half to find out our fate. And, in the locker room, I think it was one of the first times in a very long time that I absolutely had no idea what to say. I didn't know if it was the last time I was going to be talking to this team as a group in a match situation, or if we were still going to have another chance. So I kind of I struggled. I didn't know what to say and what to do, because obviously we have a huge group of seniors that are a part of all that too. So a few difficult things and life things and things that we had to deal with and get through about for a day and a half. We had the selection party just in the privacy of our locker room, and I sat in the back, and you could definitely tell the kids that were understanding what was happening, because as Ames is popping up and Minnesota is popping up, and these are all sites that we feel strongly we would probably be at, and then you see Wichita up and Creighton up. You can see the kids that kind of went from, excited about being there to their face just slowly was getting down and thinking, okay, we're definitely not in. So when our name did pop up, it was just complete crazy in our locker room. A lot of excitement, but also a lot of tears, just maybe some relief as well. But obviously, we're very excited about having the opportunity to continue to play our 2012 Panther volleyball team and being together for more opportunities. So we're excited. I really feel strongly that these kids are not going to take this opportunity for granted. They're already, preparing in ways that they need to prepare. For us, the biggest thing is we will focus on our side of the net for the first day, just because we don't have a lot of film on our opponent yet, and then we'll turn our attention to our opponent. And we play Kansas State. It's a very tough draw. Kansas State is a great team. They're very well coached. We have a lot of respect for their program and their coaches. Very big physical team, always doing well in the Big 12. They have a few exceptional players that, those kind of players that you try to focus on, but really they still get their kills. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to defend them. We haven't seen them live at all or even on video at all this year, so we're anxiously awaiting to see what makes them tick. But in the past, they've just been very big and physical. They run a slower tempo middle, but it's very effective. They don't get blocked a lot, so we're going to have to defend around that. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to go up against Kansas State. But again, we know they're a great program, very well coached, and they're going to be very prepared for us. But we're excited to have the opportunity to get out there and compete. I know our kids are looking forward to getting on the court and practicing today. You know, we had obviously Sunday off as far as practice goes, so they should be well rested and ready to get in there and work hard. So as Colin said, we play Thursday at 4:30. We're at Nebraska, which will be an amazing atmosphere even for our match against Kansas State. The fans will come out for it, and they'll be loud and excited when there's good play going on. So couldn't have probably a better atmosphere except for the McLeod Center for our kids to be able to play in front of. So looking forward to the opportunity for sure. Any questions?
What criteria or what part of your resume do you think it was that put you guys over the top and into the tournament?
Definitely feel like it was our RPI. If you look at the turnout of the top six or the 64 teams that are in the tournament, it was very much RPI based, and so obviously I give a credit to the schedule that we put our kids through and being able to get some wins. You know, we have a couple. To me, you know, we didn't have that huge win that I felt was going to get us into the tournament this year. We played a lot of great teams, but came up on the losing end of a lot of those great teams. Marquette, to me, was a really good win for us. They had a great year and is a very good team. So I think, you know, mostly it was RPI. Our Wichita State wins were good. Obviously, the committee has a lot of respect for Wichita State, and Wichita State had some great wins this year. So definitely know that helped for sure. All right.
A lot of times, Coach, you're going into the NCAA tournament coming off a conference championship win. Do you do things different? Does it feel different? How do you, going in, coming off that loss in the conference, or how do you handle it?
I think, you know, I feel that our kids are almost, not that they're not hungry at the NCAA tournament time, but I think, you know, just having, especially in this situation where we really didn't know. I think there's other years where we might not have won the conference tournament, but felt strongly that our resume was going to get us in. So I think this year, really not knowing if we were going to have the opportunity to get in, I just think our kids, you know, there's not going to be much that we need to do to motivate them to want to play hard. You know, our thing was just finding the best way to get a game plan that's going to help us win.
And then Kansas State, you guys played a really tough schedule. When you look at their schedule that they played, did they play an impressive schedule too? They have some big wins over rated teams, or?
Yeah, they do, and they, you know, they actually came out of the preseason undefeated. They have 8 losses, and all their 8 losses were in conference play. And obviously, they lost to Iowa State, they lost to Texas twice in conference, they lost to Oklahoma. So their losses are against really good teams. But in the preseason, they beat Minnesota, they beat St. Mary's, they played Creighton at Creighton and beat them in 3. So they have some great wins even out of conference. And obviously, the Big 12 has some really good teams in conference. So they've been playing competitively the entire season, and I give them a lot of credit because a lot of times those teams that have tough conferences don't schedule as tough in the non-conference schedule, but they really did and did a good job in the preseason.
What kind of schedule do you have as a team going into the match against Kansas State?
A schedule as far as our
What the next couple days will be?
okay,
going into
we'll be leaving tomorrow because we'll have a practice slot on Wednesday. Did you just ask that because you want to know when the bus leaves?
Slightly curious.
Okay. Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow at 4:30. Yeah, we'll leave tomorrow, and then we'll have a practice time there and a coaches meeting on Wednesday. And then, you know, a 4:30 match is a little bit different, pretty early. And Thursday, you know, most of the matches are going to be Friday, Saturday, but their site is Thursday, Friday. So, you know, we'll practice there on Wednesday, and then we'll do our normal pregame, but just a little bit earlier with everything that we're doing.
All those Nebraska fans, are they going to come out and root for their old conference rival, Kansas State, or a team that they may perceive to be the underdog, your team?
Yeah, it's interesting because last year, if anybody keeps up with it, Kansas State had a really young team. In fact, everybody's back from last year's team, and they upset Nebraska at Nebraska. So it's interesting that they're back there again. And so I don't know. I don't know if they'll cheer to want to have the chance to play Kansas State again, or you know, root for the underdog. I'm not sure. The one thing good about their fans is they, you know, if there's a good play, they're going to be up and cheering for good play too. We'll try to recruit some of their fans though, for sure. All right, thank you.